Ikard says proposals for a federal oil corporation pose a threat to the free enterprise system, and he claims unnamed social planners are trying to make the oil industry a prime target for government takeover. He says it'll be up to the oil industry to set the record straight. Pete Webb, Channel 4 Eyewitness News at the Brown Palace.
Limited supplies of product available. Now, this is simply on account of the fact that I'm sure that the FEO will allow the use of inventories with the apparent assurance of crude supplies coming in that otherwise would have been held to be allocated.
We have concluded that for 1973, the new commitments of gas are about 22% below the new commitments of gas in interstate commerce for 1972.
Smith said he doesn't see any practical way to limit the residential use of natural gas, and he asked the marketing agents to continue their efforts towards conservation. Leo McGuire, Channel 4 Eyewitness News.
Let's say you're Denver and I'm the suburbs. I think you're trying to grab my land. You think I'm trying to ruin you by stopping your growth. Well, we have to live together, so the legislature's trying to get us to see eye to eye.
The consumer would be able to have more flexibility in buying beef. She would be able to buy young, tender, lean beef in a beef grade that would be differentiated from USDA choice. It would be a very advantageous thing for the consumer. The advantages to the producer would be that he might be able to lessen some of the costs of producing beef by not having to feed quite as much grain to these animals.
The Supreme Court determined that it's illegal to take a child away from its parents unless it can be determined that no other action will protect the child's welfare. Denver welfare officials say when they go to court in such matters, they've usually already determined that the child's neglect will continue in the future, as required by yesterday's decision.
Technically, when we proceed in court asking for the parental rights to be terminated on behalf of a child, this is because we've done an investigation. We've decided that the parents are not capable of taking care of the child, or that the child's best interest is not being served by staying there. So when we petition the court, we're asking them to terminate. At the same time, we ask that the court make a decision or a finding that the parents will never be able to take care of the child.
Do you find that parents who have sometimes neglected their children will go on to find themselves, say, and then become adequate parents?
Oh, certainly. If you were to take, and I can't give you the figures because I don't know what those are at the moment, but a large percentage of the people that come to us because of problems with children end up having their children returned to them. The numbers of terminations that we go are really relatively small in comparison to the total number, because parents do adjust. They do make arrangements to improve their conditions, to modify their behavior so that they can again take care of their children. We believe children should be with their parents wherever possible.
Romero says other counties stop one step short in separating child and parent. They often decide only if there is neglect and not necessarily if that neglect will continue, something they'll now have to do. This is Fred Villanueva, Channel 4 Eyewitness News.
Because it is one of the most difficult and most major pieces of legislation that they'll ever attempt, I think. I think they've got about as much majority vote in this body for the things that they wish to talk about and do something diametrically opposite from each other. So it puts them in a